Hi there, my name is Kate Dugdale and I'm the Education and Interpretation Coordinator here at the National Nordic Museum. Today we're going to be doing an art exercise inspired by one of our current exhibitions, Dines Carlsen in His Own Manner. The exhibit showcases drawings by the Danish-American artist Dines Carlsen. The National Nordic Museum has in our collection more than 900 drawings by Dines Carlsen, which we received as a gift last year from the Indianapolis Museum of Art at Newfields. Several of these drawings are currently on display right now, and they include landscapes, portraits, and still lifes. Dines Carlsen was the son of the famous Danish painter Emil Carlsen, and Dines himself became well known in the artist community when he was pretty young. He started exhibiting work at the National Academy of Design when he was just 15 years old. These drawings were created with a drawing utensil known as conte crayon, which artists use kind of like a pastel pencil. Conte crayon is made up of powdered graphite or charcoal mixed with clay, and they were invented in 1795 by the French inventor Nicolas Jacques Conte. Here's a fun fact for you. Conte also invented, or is credited with inventing, the modern pencil that you'll see in pencils today. So today we're going to be using Dines Carlsen as inspiration, and we're going to be going through some exercises with regular pencils, and I'm also going to be using charcoal pencils and conte crayon as well. You can do these exercises just with a regular pencil if you want, but if you have access to charcoal and conte crayon, I definitely recommend giving it a try because it will have a different experience when you go through the exercise. You're also going to need a piece of paper for this. Any piece of paper is fine. I'm going to be using a piece of mixed media paper, but again, printer paper, cardstock, any of those will work just fine. Another optional tool that you can have for today's exercise is something called a blending stump. But this is what it looks like. It usually comes in a big pack of a bunch of them. It's for blending pencil marks together. If you don't have a blending stump like this, you can use your finger to blend it, or you don't have to blend it at all. It's an optional part of today's exercise. So we're gonna be doing some shading exercises today, similar to what you might see in Dines' drawings if you visit the museum. Shading is the process of showing light and shadow in drawing, and when it's done correctly, you can make a flat drawing on a piece of paper look 3D, which is really cool. So we're going to be doing a simple form of this exercise today, just showing what it looks like when light hits an object from different angles. So to start off, I'm going to draw 3 circles, and I have 3 different types of drawing utensils today. So I'm going to draw 1 circle with each of them. So 1 circle in a regular pencil, 1 circle in a charcoal pencil, and this is medium weight charcoal, but usually you can get them in hard or soft as well. And then 1 with the conte crayon. If you are using conte crayon, as an FYI, they're a little bit messy. So when you pick one up, you will get some marks on your fingers, so just keep that in mind. The next thing you want to decide, this is what it looks like, is where the light is going to hit your circles. So for this first one, I think what I'm going to do is have the light come from this direction. And then for the middle one, I'll have the light coming from right on top. And for this far one, I'll have the light coming from this direction. And I've just kind of drawn those lines to help me remember where the light's coming from. Next step, the shading. So the basic principle is you want to leave the section where the light is going to hit very light and not filled in. And you want to use more pencil or dark coloring in where the light is not hitting. So with this first one, the light is hitting this corner here. So this section, I'm gonna leave basically undrawn in. And then down here, opposite on the circle from where the light is hitting, I'm gonna color it in pretty dark with my pencil. To do that, you're gonna wanna press in harder when you're coloring it in, opposite from where the light is, and then kind of use less pressure as you're getting closer to where the light source is. So after I've colored it in, it's gonna kind of look like this, where again, it's darker down here at the opposite from where the light's hitting it, and I've left this section up here pretty light. I haven't colored it in at all. What I'm gonna do next is repeat the process with my charcoal pencil and then with my conte crayon. So for this middle one, the light is hitting it up at the top. So I'm gonna leave this top section blank, and I'm gonna color in pretty dark at the opposite part of the circle all the way down here. So now I've colored in all of these circles. As you can see, again, the light is hitting it at different points for each of the circles. And I use 3 different kinds of drawing utensils: regular pencil, charcoal pencil, and then the Conte crayon. So now what I'm gonna do is take my blending stump and I'm gonna just see what happens when I start blending these pencil marks together. And again, if you don't have a blending stump, you can use your fingers, or you can just not do this step. That's totally optional. Like, you can see the shading even without the blending. Okay, so now I've used my blending stump, and you can see all those pencil marks and drawing lines have kind of blended together like this. And that's the exercise for today. I hope you enjoyed learning about shading, and if you want to visit the museum and get inspired by more of Dines Carlsen's drawings, that exhibit will be on display through October 24th, 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.